All right, this is Lance with Adam Valancourt Roofing here on December 29th at 201 Boston Post Road. I just hopped up on the main roof here to get a closer look, see what we're dealing with. We know about exposure points in water currently getting in both bedrooms on each facet, but there's a larger problem with this roof, guys, and there's indicators all across the board. And I'll start down here. You can see around this pipe boot right here, there's currently water getting in. These shingles have now all started to pop up, and that's sort of a common theme. You also see this organic growth that's starting to take a life of its own here. That's more than just an eyesore. That's a living organism that needs something to eat at, and it essentially eats at the granulars of our shingles, and it's starting to get up underneath your shingles here. In the condition that these shingles are already in, that's pretty problematic. And most of that is due to poor ventilation, and if not addressed, is eventually just gonna start damaging the decking of your roofing system and then affecting the interior, causing more damage. But the larger picture here on this roof is we're seeing heavy granular loss and really bad seal failure. Again, most of it is due to the ventilation, but I'll get in here. You can see some of the granular loss here, and across the board we're seeing cracked and split shingles, but around this vent right here, it's really bad, guys. So we have multiple exposure points, so there's currently water getting in every single time it rains, and with snow coming, when that melts, that's sort of a recipe for disaster right here. But as I came across your ridge, and you notice you have cap shingles along your ridge, there's no ridge vent. We're seeing seal failure and cracked and torn shingles everywhere. This roof's in real bad shape, guys, and most of it's just due to the age and wear and tear, along with those ventilation issues. So definitely something I recommend getting buttoned up, and I'll show you a few examples of, see, we have some missing shingles here. Some of the seals that have failed on you guys, you can see these are now all starting to lift up, and there's a couple examples of we're just down to fiberglass. And when you're up here looking at my angle, I know it's tough to see on camera, that fiberglass is shiny, so that lets us know that we're down to matting, and some of these shingles are defenseless against the elements in some areas. And lastly, this area above your daughter's room where there's currently a leak, I'm seeing multiple exposure points, and we know where the water's coming in, but this is a good example, and we're seeing it across the board here, of what we would call a wind zipper, where those seals have failed, but now it's starting to remove the course above and below it. Any side driven rain, which we've been getting a lot of lately, is currently getting up under there and affecting your decking, and we know down to the insulation, and lastly through your drywall into your interior, causing thousands of dollars of repair. That's the type of stuff we're trying to avoid. But this roof is in bad shape, and I recommend getting put on schedule, and sooner rather than later. But I'm going to put together a solution and talk to you in a little bit.